Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, it's nice to see you here. In this video, for this time, I will present my presentation for the subject Applied Linguistics, and this is for the project 1. For the material that I took, the title is The Development of Applied Linguistics, that understanding how language knowledge help solve real-world problems. Now, let's break down to the slides. The first slide, what is applied linguistics? Applied linguistics is the study of how language knowledge can be used to solve real-life problems. It is not just about studying grammar or the language rules or the structure, but about applying that knowledge to help people. Think of it like using what we know about language to make life better. What does that mean? In the next slide, applied linguistics helps in making language policies for school or government. Informed by sociolinguistics, how language work in society. Next, designing fair language tests like IELTS or TOEFL. Language assessment, a subfile of applied linguistics. And translation studies, closely linked to applied linguistics, uses semantics, the meaning, and pragmatics, the context, for accurate translation. And the last, supporting people with speech or language disorders, connected with neurolinguistics and psycholinguistics. Why did people start using it? It's around in 1948. First, World War II had just ended, and countries needed better ways to communicate and teach language quickly. People realized that just studying language theory like grammar rules wasn't enough. They needed to use language knowledge to solve practical problems like helping people learn or translate languages. The launch of the journal Language Learning in 1948 helped make applied linguistics an official academic field. So, in other words, people start treating applied linguistics as an important academic field around 1948, especially after a key journal was published. While there are different opinions about the exact year it began, most people accept this as the official starting point. A realistic history of the field of applied linguistics would place its origins at around the year 1948, with the publication of the first issue of the journal Language Learning. The title, A Journal of Applied Linguistics, C.F. Davis, 1998, by Kaplan, elsewhere in this volume. Before talking about the age of development in applied linguistics, what is linguistics? Linguistics is the scientific study of language. There is a branch of the linguistic, phonetics. What it studies? It learns about sounds of speech. Phonology learns about sound patterns in language. Morphology learns word structure. Syntax learns sentence structure. Semantics learns meaning of words and sentences. Pragmatic learn how language is used in context. Sociolinguistics learn how language works in society. Psycholinguistics learn how the brain process the language. And now, here we are talking about the development of the ages in applied linguistics. First, the beginning, around 1948. The term applied linguistics started being used when the journal Language Learning was first published. Early on, it mainly focused on using linguistics theories to improve how people learn and teach languages. Now move on to the 1950s. In the 1950s, applied linguistics was mainly understood as the practical use of linguistic theory, especially structural and functional linguistics, to solve language problems. The two key influences in the 1950s is structural linguistics, focus on how language is structured, is sounds, grammar, sentence patterns, and the functional linguistics, focus on how language is used in real-life communication. Next to the 1960s, continued focus on language teaching, applied linguistics still focus strongly on language teaching, especially sounds language teaching. Scholars try to apply theories from linguistics to improve classroom teaching, language assessment, grading, and improving tests to measure language ability, from only focusing on how to teach to also understanding how people actually learn the language. So in the 1960s is focused on language assessment. It's how people actually learn the language. Now to the 1970s. In the 1970s, applied linguistics grew into a broader, more practical field that focused on solving real problems in world language, not just teaching but also policy, rights, and literacy. This is what made it unique compared to other branches of linguistics in the 1970s. Formal linguistics, which focuses more on theory and structure. Sociolinguistics, which describe how language varies in society but often doesn't aim to solve practical problems. After 1970s, now to the 1980s. From linguistics applied to applied linguistics. In the 1980s, applied linguistics became multidisciplinary, practical field that responded to real language challenges in society, not just a tool to apply grammar theories. It expanded into new areas like policy translation and language technology and became a problem-driven, evolving discipline. Problem-solving approach. This includes complex, long-standing issues in society, education, media, and government. Fluid and evolving field. It became flexible, dynamic, and connected to many different real-life situations. And now to the last development ages is in the 90s to 2000s. Interdisciplinary expansion. Applied linguistics began to include many subfields and use ideas from other disciplines, not just linguistics. These supporting disciplines include anthropology, education, English studies, example, composition, rhetoric, literature, modern language, policy studies, political science, psychology, public administration, sociology, etc. Breaking old frames, old definitions and categories from the 1980s, it became more flexible and open, adapting to modern problems. Example like globalization, digital communication, multilingual societies. That's what happened in the 90s to the 2000s. Alright, that's it for the applied linguistics in the development ages in the applied linguistics field. Thank you for watching this video. And last, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.